What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here, and I just want to start this video off by saying this video is a very similar video, or it's going to be something similar to a Mr. Guns and Gear video. I just got to give him his props where it's due, because he made a video like 5 years ago that when I saw it for the first time, it's always stuck with me. It was one of my favorite videos, and just like me, or just like you guys, I learn from everyone else. I'm constantly learning, sucking up knowledge, information, and also doing my research on a lot of stuff. So whenever someone sees me with a rotation like this or handguns that I carry often, they're always like, oh, master one gun, master two guns. You don't need more than one handgun. And I'm going to sort of explain my reasoning, or, why I have what I have. And it's basically, like he said, it's something simple. You're trying to maximize your places you can carry. You're maximizing the ability to carry a handgun as much as possible, right? And I always say I carry 24/7, and that's a fact. If I leave my house, I have a gun on me. When I'm in my house, I have a gun on me. When I'm sleeping, I have a gun within a foot. It just is what it is. A foot, 2 feet, bedside table, ready to go. It does not leave my side at all times throughout every single day. I can get my hand on my gun. Now, that goes without being said. Just like he said in his video, the only places I will not carry is if there's metal detectors, people checking for handguns, whatever the case may be. And because I carry so much, I actually got crazy situation, but we took our kids to the live baby shark, whatever, and I had to run back to my car to drop off my Glock 26. I didn't think anything of it. I was just carrying. The city it was in is not a very good city. It's a downtown area, and I was carrying just like no big deal. Didn't even think about it. Didn't even take a second. And we get up there, and I'm like, okay, I see wands. Okay, I see a full-on metal detector. All right, I'm going. But then the thought also hit me, right? What happens? Because the security's not armed. The security there is not going to do a gosh darn thing. I was looking at my wife. I'm like, what happens if someone decided to be an idiot and bust into a kid's Baby Shark concert? And so that always stuck with me, is always making sure you have something on you. And the other biggest thing that comes down to it with that is knowing your laws. If you know the laws in your state, then sometimes you can disregard signs. You can disregard what stuff says, and so on. So really learn your laws so that you can maximize your ability to carry everywhere. I get a lot of criticism for saying I have a lot of firearms in my rotation. They say you're not going to be as good, not going to be as efficient. And, maybe that's true, but I shoot a lot, and I shoot a lot of the same firearms. And they tend to be the firearms that I carry the most. They tend to be the firearms that I use the most. Now, someone also asked me, so I'll answer it in this video as well, how many firearms do you take to the range? They saw a YouTube short where I had like 16, 17, 18 handguns at the range. That was simply because I went on a trip for the weekend to a range, so I brought everything I could. I wanted to shoot a bunch, different stuff. I had a list of firearms I wanted to do live reviews on, so that's what I brought. But typically when I go to the range, I'm not bringing 17 firearms, whatever the case may be. I usually bring 4 or 5. And they're very similar to what you were seeing on the table, basically. Now, I'm going to explain why I carry the way I do, and I also recommend that you go check out that Mr. Guns and Gear video. Just type Mr. Guns and Gear everyday carry. That's what I type in when I go back to watch it again, because I love it. And it's sort of interesting because a lot of his selections are similar to mine, and also has very similar reasons. So let's get into it. Now, my work carry, I just love the shield. The shield is about as solid as a platform as possible. I also am realistic, and I know my shield is going to get destroyed. Because if you guys have ever seen my FN 503, which I'll show you, that's what happens for work carry guns. They get beat up, destroyed, and when you train with them, they get wrecked, dented, all sorts of stuff. You should see one of the magazines for this handgun. I got a magazine that is just bashed in, broken off, like it looks actually crazy. But when you pocket carry for work, and then once you get in your work van or leave work, you appendix carry, I have this on me all the time. This is my go-to. And people always say you can't pocket carry it. Yes, I can. I carry in a Vetter pocket locker holster in Carhartt pants, and they are low enough. Those pockets sit low enough to where my gun just fits in there, but I can still reach in there with enough room and get a good purchase. Like I said, I get in the work van, Vetter Pro Tuck holster for 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Very, very comfortable. Love it. I also carry appendix with this holster. But just a simple setup, cheap. I know it's going to be reliable. I know it's going to run in 357 SIG. It's a great platform. And for the price, $300, that's an awesome work carry option for any blue-collar worker out there. So I absolutely love the shield. Now, for stuff like light carry, summer carry, whatever the case may be, but you still want capacity, you may be wearing a tank top or just a t-shirt or, tighter clothes, whatever the case may be. This is an awesome setup. The FN Reflex. The ability to be able to shapeshift with that smaller mag, but at the same time get 15 rounds out of a very small, smooth shooting handgun like this. Mine's been great. Mine's been accurate. Mine's been flawless. I know a lot of people have issues shooting theirs and with reliability. Mine's been great, so I've held on to it. I got lucky. This was actually the last one they had at my local shop, and it was the display one. And I always have had bad luck with display handguns, even if they give you a discount. So actually interesting that mine runs so well. And this is a V2 holster from Blacksmith Tactical. I pair it with that because you can carry it in gym shorts, sweatpants, bathing suit, snow pants, whatever the case may be. These discrete carry clips, double discrete carry clips, will just attach. And that claw helps even things out. Awesome, awesome holster and setup. My Springfield Armory Hellcat. I have one that I carry during the day, and this is my dedicated nighttime carry. If I leave the house for any reason, I have 15+1 with a TLR 7A sub on it. I have a light. You know, this is my go-to for nighttime carry. I'm rarely ever outside at night carrying, but this is my go-to. I love the Hellcat. I can shoot it really fast and accurately with that small little light on there. It makes it a very nice year-round package. And you can even throw that 17-round mag in that they now make for the Springfield Armory Hellcat Pro. Now, my most carried firearm is my Glock 26 outside of work. I just love it. This one's bone stock, just aftermarket sights, Gen 3 with some grips on it and a bit back plate. SLR Rifle Works base plate, 15+1 setup. This is my best shooting handgun, so that's why it's my main carry. I shoot it the best. I have the best reliability. I have like 13 Glock 26s, never had a single hiccup, never a single issue. So I trust this with my life. People say it's bulky, heavy, but that means shootability for me. And the fact I can go to 10-round OEM flush mag, that's a great small shootable setup still. Some of these micro 9s are really small, so you just can't shoot them as fast or as well as something that can get really small like a Glock 26, even though it's a little heavier, a little thicker. This right here is one of my travel handguns, and that's simply because when I go to a mag restricted state, I'll bring my Glock 43. This right here is going to be 7+1 of 9mm with that base plate, but I also run an 8+1 in my Mag Guts kit. This is awesome for traveling because I have a light on it. Shoots very smooth, very clean with these ports in the barrel and slide. Awesome texturing on it, and I shoot the 43 really, really well. So this is an awesome carry firearm for a lot of mag restricted states that you may be traveling to. So that's literally that setup. I don't use it for much other than that, which is weird, but I just like the 43, and that light does enough. So if I'm at a hotel or whatever the case may be, it's enough. Now, like I always want to say to people, you know, you see 6+1 of 380, you see 7+1 of 9mm, 7+1 of 357 SIG. Those are relatively low capacity handguns, but they're reliable platforms. They've been reliable for me. They run, and like I said, I want to be able to shapeshift. I'd rather have a gun than nothing at all. Right, so I'd rather have 6+1 of 380 than a stick. I'd rather have 6+1 of 380 over a knife. So I want something small for certain situations, which we all know you need a pistol on you, but it's frowned upon, or it may cause issues, or printing might start a fight within your family, or whatever the case may be. There's a million reasons why that would potentially happen. Now, my Ruger LCP is one of those handguns. It's just one of the handguns that you pocket carry, right? Deep concealment. It can go anywhere with you. It is so light, so smooth shooting for how tiny it is. I just love it. Now, is this my main carry? Of course not. But do I carry it from time to time? Yes. Life calls for handguns like this. If you have kids and families that are against or people against firearms in your family, certain places that are against firearms that you have to go to often, there's nothing better than having a little tiny pocket pistol that looks like nothing but a phone in your pocket. And that's going to be in a DeSantis Nemesis. Now, mainly I carry pocket pistols like this, but that is what I have at the time for my LCP. This is one of my favorite pocket carry options for anyone in the trades, does blue collar work, whatever the case may be. It's one of my favorites, and the reason for that is Vetter makes a pocket holster for it, the pocket locker. But on top of that, this one does have an awesome finish on it compared to the LCP and stuff like that. But on top of that, you have a manual safety. A lot of people that are active, moving around, blue collar work, whatever the case may be, would like a manual safety while pocket carrying. And this is like one of the only models that offers that. Rear serrations work great. Great finish. Like I said, long double action trigger pull. That is actually your biggest safety on this handgun. But can't hurt to have both. As long as you have something on you. A big finger groove up top. You only get 2 fingers on there. But this thing actually shoots really smooth. Sights, almost non-existent. But this is an up close and personal pocket pistol. This right here is an awesome, awesome deep concealment. I just want to have something on me. I'm just running to the mailbox. I'm just going to the park. Whatever the case may be. Just something simple. And always carry a backup mag. It's, A lot of people don't. A lot of people do. I carry a backup mag, especially on a small firearm like this. It's so thin. I think even Mr. Guns and Gear said that in his video. There's no reason not to have a backup mag for something so tiny and small. Walther PPS M2. There's just something about this handgun I like. Capacity with mag guts is only 7 + 1 9mm, but its shootability, reliability, and the fact that I've carried this thing for a while now, and it's really grown on me, is just the reason behind it. There's nothing other than that. I like this handgun. Sometimes that's what it comes down to. I did do the grips wrong. I didn't tuck them under, but you live and you learn. But the interesting thing is, a lot of people give me crap for single stacks, but sometimes you just fall in love with a handgun that runs reliably, shoots well, shoots like a bigger handgun, and you just enjoy carrying that thing. And it's actually lasted and held up pretty well. Decent round count through it. All I did was change the sights out and throw some grips on it, and it's a sweet, smooth shooter that I absolutely love. Super easy to conceal. You can pocket carry it. I just like the Walther PPS M2, but we are waiting for the M3. Now this can be interchangeable with my Glock 27. It's also interchangeable with my Glock 26, the other subcompact version of the M&P that I have. This is the subcompact, even though back then when it was the 1.0 they called it the compact. This is equivalent to your Glock 27 basically. 10 + 1 of 40. One of the smoothest shooting handguns I ever bought. $300 law enforcement trade-in. And I love this thing. I trust it with my life. I carry this thing. It's an old handgun. I mean, this was issued, 20 years ago or whatever the case may be to law enforcement. And this got traded in, and I picked it up and bought it. And it's one of my favorite handguns. People always criticize me for carrying older handguns. I don't care. They run. Something about the length of time they've been around, but they're still, they have plenty of capacity, great shootability. There's nothing wrong with them. And the fact that they've been around for so long with such a minimal amount of problems like the 26, the 27, I feel good with them. I don't know what it is. Pistols back then were built so much differently. These were built to last. These were built to take a beating, get gunked up and run. I mean, just like the Rugers. Look at Ruger now versus Ruger 15 years ago. Completely different handguns. So something about older, reliable handguns, and you can get them for $300 when back in the day they were $500 or $450. It's just an awesome, awesome feeling, and I love this thing. Bought it used, took it home, cleaned it, lubricated it. Never looked back since. I actually have 3 barrels for it. I have a 9mm conversion barrel for it, a 357 SIG conversion barrel for it, and this original 40 barrel. So I have 3 calibers out of this small handgun. Absolutely love this thing. I trust my life with it, and the trigger is actually pretty solid. So this is something that I carry just for a little bit more power, winter time, or I'm going to the woods, whatever the case may be. There's no bears in that area, but I want something with a 40, the power of a 40. I just like this thing. Other than that, I don't really have a true reason. Sometimes I just want a little bit more power. And it takes larger mags. Last but not least, my true woods carry, the Glock 29. Now, I rarely carry this for everyday carry. I have before, and I actually have within the last month. But I guess it depends where you're going. This handgun right here is truly the great equalizer. I love this thing for woods carry. Throw it in a chest rig, throw it 3 o'clock. It's going to be comfortable. I carry it with a 15-round mag and an X grip in the woods. So I have 16 rounds of 10mm. Awesome XS sights on there. I absolutely love them. They just stick out. This is your best friend because this can defeat and protect you from anything in North America. That is simply why I have the Glock 29. It's small, light enough to carry still, but if you need it, you can have the larger mag with a ton of 10mm, and you can defend yourself well in the woods with this thing. That is why I have the 29. I love this thing. Never a single hiccup, and it's got real power. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope it makes sense to you. Thanks for watching.